Okay, so we're going to look at how to answer this physics question on energy, and we're going to start by using a really important technique of highlighting. So please make sure that you highlight the keywords in the question to help you answer it properly. So energy comes from a variety of sources. Complete the table below. The first one has been done for you. Okay, so now I'm going to look at my table to make sure that I understand what's happening. So I need to look at the fact that here I've got energy sources, so places I can get energy from. And then here I've got whether that type of energy is getting its source of energy directly from the sun, indirectly from the sun, or not at all from the sun. Okay, so if we look, the first one, as they said, has been done for us. So it's nuclear energy, and it's telling us that it is getting it indirectly from the sun. So the next one that we have to do is hydroelectricity, and we need to work out which one of these it's from. So what we need to do is we need to think about what hydroelectricity is. And I'm just going to draw a little picture at the side to remind myself what it is. So it's when we have water up high going down into a lower tank, and it's gravity that is pulling it down. So gravity obviously is nothing to do with the sun, so it's not directly or indirectly. So we're ticking this one here. Okay, the next one's solar. We don't really have to think about that one at all. We know instantly that it's directly from the sun. Okay, the next one, geothermal. Again, I'm going to do a little picture to help myself think about what geothermal was. So geothermal was when under the ground we have a magma chamber. Just put M for magma. We send water down, we pump water down, and it gets heated up by the magma. So magma under the Earth's crust, it's not anything to do with the sun, once again, the hot rocks, so not from the sun. Okay, and last of all, we have oil. So again, I'm going to do a little picture to help me think about how oil is made. So remember, oil is made in the sea by dead plants and animals becoming fossilized. So as soon as I say, well, it's to do with dead plants and animals, well, of course, plants get their energy from the sun by photosynthesizing, and the animals eat the plants. So although oil isn't getting it directly from the sun like solar, the sun was involved millions of years ago, so indirectly from the sun. So you can see then that by thinking properly about each of the sources and drawing a little picture, I can work out which one is which. Okay, we're going to go on to question 4 now, which I purposefully put under question 3 so that you could use the information from 3 to answer question 4. And a lot of people didn't do that. And it's just such a silly error to not use something that you've been given up here, down here. Okay, so we're going to go back to the old highlighting again. So coal is a non-renewable energy resource. Give 2 other non-renewable energy resources. Okay, so I'm actually going to look at the errors before I look at the right answers. So one major error is that lots of people wrote coal. Well, if you've been told that coal is one and you need the other examples, you can't put coal. Now, what you should immediately have thought to yourself is coal is a fossil fuel. So I'm looking for the other 2 fossil fuels, and there are only 3, and you really should know them. However, if you couldn't remember, you could have looked up here, and of course oil is one of our fossil fuels, so it could have gone in there. Oil or crude oil is the proper name, but either would have been fine. So as soon as you've got oil, you can hopefully think to yourself, oh, coal, oil and gas. And again, the longer name is natural gas. So 2 things there really. One is that you could have used this to help you, and the other thing is that you should have written fossil fuels down to jog your memory and make yourself realise that that's what you're looking for. Next one, and we're going to highlight the key words. Wood is a renewable energy resource. Why can wood be described as renewable? Now, this question is not a question about wood, it's a question about renewable resources. And all they're asking you for here is the definition of what renewable means, which we have done multiple times. And we did do it in a kind of little chart. So just see if you can remember it now before I tell you the answer. Okay, so if you couldn't, it is a renewable resource because it can be replaced. You can't use the word reused, you must use the word replaced within a human lifetime or span. So that's all you need, replaced within a human lifetime or span. You wouldn't have got the mark if you put reused because you can't reburn the wood, but you can grow more trees. And you wouldn't get the mark if you just put it can be replaced because it needs to be within a human lifetime, because you can replace fossil fuels, but it takes millions of years. So it's not considered renewable. Okay, give 2 other renewable energy resources. So lots of people put all kinds of weird and wacky things in here. Sugar cane I saw a lot, which I didn't give a mark for because it's too close to wood, or any other plants I didn't really give a mark for. What you should have done, once again, is just go to this table where you've got 3 examples in the table that you could have used. So you could have used hydroelectric, you could have used solar, you could have used geothermal, and you didn't have to do any thinking for yourself there. You simply look at the table. However, if you refuse to use the table, you could have just had wind turbines. You could have just about had biomass, although wood is a form of biomass, but I would have given you that one. And then the very last part of the question is complete the statement below to describe what happens when wood burns. When wood burns, chemical energy is transformed into something energy, which is transferred to the surroundings. So they're interested in the energy that is being transferred to the surroundings. So when you burn something, it should instantly come to your head, really, that thermal energy or heat energy is released.